The Silver Wolf by Rob Sinclair. Narrated by Marston York. Chapter 1. Lake Maggiore, Italy. Looking out over the edge of the pool to the serenity of the crystal lake below, he could almost believe he was in paradise. Thomas Madison would defy anyone to spend just a few days at Villa Mariangela and not feel the same way. But underneath the glitz of the lavish setting, the place was far from idyllic, he knew. Scratch the blissful surface, and lies, deceit, and blood would ooze from the many cracks and warts. Madison pushed the forbidding thoughts aside and swam across the infinity pool to the other side, turned, then went more slowly back the other way. The water seemed to suspend unnaturally in the air as though conjoined with the glistening blue of the lake below. He grabbed the disguised edge at the far end where the water teasingly cascaded over and down into a small gully, and then he stopped and took a minute to look out across the view as the warm morning sun beat down on his face. The villa behind him, on the southern tip of the long, winding lake, faced north. Although he couldn't see from his high perch, around the twists and bends in front of him, the lake wound its way between the spectacular hills of Lombardy at the northernmost points of Italy, and on into the alpine scenery of southern Switzerland. Villa Mariangela was not just a beautiful and extravagant home. It was a location of strategic importance for Madison's employer. Employer? Was that the right word? It was the simplest way to describe their relationship, Madison reckoned, though it didn't really explain much. "Madison," came a man's voice. Madison spun around in the water, still grasping the edge with one hand as his legs bobbed up and down below. He spotted Clyde approaching the pool. Clyde Montana. The name didn't fit the man at all. To Madison, the name brought with it the image of a 19th century cowboy in the American Old West, chiseled jaw and stubble and a squint that Clint Eastwood would be proud of. This Clyde, however, was a product of some of England's most expensive educational institutions, which was evident in his stiff manner and old-world accent. He was tall, wiry with closely cropped hair, always clean-shaven, always sporting designer and smart casual garb. He basically looked like a rich and weedy geek, inoffensive and not in the least bit dangerous.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?